perfect, the best I ever saw. And I ain't even close to done. It's just the beginning, so let me tell you first we was. And my bad, baby. You was loving my love and I had you going crazy. Oh, it was your body that I had to try. I told you my touch gives you a rush that you can't deny. I got this feeling.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live. I am Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always joined by the illustrious Cigarden Panel with I am Jazz Garcelle and the God Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Make sure to like and share the video. Also, subscribe to the channel so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Peace, family.
Peace,
hey guys, what's up?
What y'all dealing with? Y'all good?
Peace.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's the week. I mean, now I got to go back to work in the morning. But it was a good, peaceful weekend. It was good, relaxing, and just chill. Got some things done, productive and whatnot. Visited my mom, stuff like that.
That's dope. It's always good seeing your moms. That's good.
Yeah.
Now,
Wait, hold on. Did you say my sister and my mom?
No, I said it's always good to see your moms.
Oh yeah, definitely, yes. Mm-hmm.
It's my Brooklyn accent. Like it be sounding crazy sometimes. I understand.
BK
Go Brooklyn.
in the building.
Well, thank everybody for joining us tonight, y'all. We got another great discussion, another powerful word. The word power actually is power bad, good, or misunderstood. And that's what we're going to try to figure out this evening here on Cigar Sundays Live. Like we always do, y'all know what we do. We go to the definition. We use 3 sources, Merriam-Webster dictionary. We also use a Google search and a Wikipedia search to get our definitions. And, we just examine it and analyze it. And we have a few questions that we always ask in relation to the question, in relation to the word. So let's go ahead and get into this evening's questions in relation to the word power. Our first question this evening is who and or what comes to mind when you hear the word power? Our second question is what can be the advantage or disadvantage of having power? And our third and final question is, what does power look like when it is abused or respected?
I'm loving these questions. I'm excited for this. Hold on. Power.
So we'll go to the first question.
Those are good questions.
Who and or what comes to mind when you hear the word power?
I mean, obviously the president, but then again, obviously they don't have the real power. It's like the cabinet and all that, or not the cabinet, the branches of the government,
Congress.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I think of, like principals, obviously at school. I think of all government officials, really. And well, most government officials with the real power, with the real say so. Also, yeah, like I said, principals of schools, people that have money, like, and I hate to say it like that, but like it's true, like people like that have lots of money, like wealthy people that can really control the way things work, um, no matter what that is. So I don't have any really names, like specifically. I don't want to like say names, but like people, incredibly rich people, maybe even famous people, have power.
Billionaires.
Yeah, billionaires, Bill Gates,
He said Bill Gates. He
yeah,
just
and
didn't want to name no names.
mm, uh, right, Jeff Bezos, uh, Elon Musk, you know, Trump, yuck, uh, you know, R.I.P. Steve Jobs and whoever the guys that took over for him as CEO of Apple. They come out with a new Apple phone every year and a half, and they swear it's better than the last phone. I'm not an Apple user. No, no offense to anyone that is, but those people those people they obviously have a lot of power because every year or so they have a big convention or whatever where they unveil the latest Apple product. And it's like, is it really better than the last product that you released last year, Or is it just, you're making about a lot of hoopla, bells and whistles about it, but there's not that much of a difference. I mean, you know. But that makes me think of someone in power because you have such an influence on the people, the consumers, everyone that's, you know, we're electronically driven like society, like Apple, iPhones, Android, whatever, you know, everything is on our computers, handheld, and the people that control those type of things have a lot of power in their hands because they're influencing a whole country, if not the whole world. And whoever came up with AI, which I don't know if right, right. I don't know if it's one person. It's probably a bunch of developers that are together that came up with all this AI technology. They have a lot of power right now. Yeah. So those are the people, I think.
Okay. So
Word.
we asked who or what comes to mind when you hear the word power, and you said wealthy people,
Mhm.
government. You even gave some names. Elon, Bill Gates types.
Yeah.
You know. Okay. All right. What'd you say, God?
I definitely say billionaires, um, and trillionaires, of course. But definitely billionaires. As far as government, I would stick to the three offices as far as power, like because everybody else, like all the other GS-15s and below, they kind of don't have no power. They just in charge. All right.
Okay.
The whoever's in charge of what goes on TV and the radio,
Oh yeah.
they have power. Like I think about those people. Um, I think about, yeah, just stuff like that, right? Like
Like the media, like what gets put
not
out
not
to the
not
airwaves,
yeah, not
or
just the media, but who literally allows, who says what goes out and what doesn't, right? So
oh,
there's certain words you can't say on TV, and that's because somebody said you can't, right? Like so that means there's a committee of don't do that
like the
somewhere,
FCC almost.
right?
Censorship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but above the FTC, like the people that control them, that give them their marching orders, right? Like
Hmm.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I think about power. The people that's actually in control of everything and all of our minds, right? That can actually make us do whatever they need us to do in order to make the country great,
That's scary.
right? January 6th happened.
Right, right. Yes. Can't ever forget that. Whew.
right? Real or fake, depending on how you believe it.
Oh, I
Um,
believe that.
and all the billionaires, right? Like they sending stuff to Mars, right? So like they doing whatever they want to do. So that's awesome, and they get everybody behind them because we are literally looking at another human being that look and breathe and bleed just like us, doing whatever they want to do, all in the name of $1 billion.
Right, just because.
So that's what I be thinking about when I think about power, right? I think about being able to affect change, and like you are the decision maker, you are the standard.
That's a big responsibility when you think about it.
No doubt, family. So you added some real key points in there. A lot of the radio, the media, and the main thing that I wanted to actually the key point was what you said at the very end, which was um which was the power to make change and your responsibility. So, and when Jazz said that's a lot of responsibility, when I hear the word power, first thing I think of is the electricity.
Right, because it's like
Hey,
literal, yeah.
Like honestly, like you know, and then the second thing that comes to me is me when I hear the word power. To go off what the God was saying, because I am in control of me. Now,
Hmm.
there are things that are put out here to try to allow me to not have control of myself. There are powerful things like some of the things that all the things that y'all mentioned. You know,
Yeah.
everything they refer to the billionaire influence, the government influence, the business, the corporate influence. All of these things that have the media influence. So like all of these things lend to introducing people to new perspectives, new ideas, new ways of thought, and and then people trying to do it or emulate or imitate or some version of it. So definitely though, when I'm looking at when I first hear the word though, I'm thinking about electricity, and I am thinking about power. Like we are the most powerful. Like you said, Jazz, that's a lot of responsibility of for yourself, you know. So that's the thing that we got to make sure that we got that circuit connected first, and understand that like it's not even power unless I really give it to you,
Right, exactly.
you know. And then some people do that in a way that's manipulative,
hmm
you know. So we're gonna get into the definition of power because power is a powerful word. And,
Right.
uh, but that was our first question, right? Who and or what comes to mind when you hear the word power? Yeah. And yeah, that was very interesting that there's so many similarities and
What we all said, kind of.
yeah, and what everyone kind of agrees to be you know
Power.
related to power.
Yeah. And I would say, in terms of entertainment, like there's, like there's not too many record labels nowadays, but there's like maybe like the big five. And I feel like there's a certain number of artists that really control everything that are like on the top of the chart and
That
that are just
that guy Leo Cohen, I think his name is. like he runs YouTube Music now.
Yeah,
Right.
he been in that position for a while.
Well, wow, right?
Right.
Like
He's been there for a minute.
so he just transitioned off of the radio into something different. It's like, and people stay online. Like people stay on YouTube looking at stuff. I mean,
Oh yeah, of course. Just because their leadership changed doesn't mean the site, is gonna be different. But I know what you mean. Like he relinquished, he wanted to do something else, I guess.
I'm saying he's still in
But
power. He's still influencing the culture, so to speak.
definitely.
I mean, to a degree.
Yeah, I mean to a degree, of course.
Yeah, but I believe to a degree. But I mean, he earned it, man. Dude been around there for a long time. So
Hmm.
it's
Makes sense.
like some people be working on cars, like outside of any other narrative towards what he does or influences. If we just speaking about this man's career specifically, like
Yeah.
he's been doing the same type of thing for
I'm,
that's all I ever heard of Leo Cohen doing. I ain't heard him doing nothing else. Like I never heard like he, stopped being a record executive and I don't know, went to go
nothing.
do triathlons and shit.
Right,
You
or
know what I'm
fly to
saying?
Mars or do something in tech,
You know,
you know.
like I don't know, like I don't know. And plus, I don't keep up with him like that.
Facts.
But cool, y'all. But he does have some power. That's for sure. So we got power, y'all. Power is a noun, a verb, and an adjective. All right. And we have here one, ability to act or produce an effect. 1A2, ability to get extra base hits. Some extra
What?
base hits.
What?
What exactly are they talking about right there? Because
Is that a power back? Power hitter? Power hitter?
Maybe.
I see.
To get extra base hits. I mean, we can
Right.
you can play with that. You can have fun with that one.
He's
All
getting
right.
home runs back to back to back.
I mean, that can mean so many things. So we got A3, capacity for being acted upon or undergoing an effect. All right. B, legal or official authority, capacity, or right. Legal or official authority, capacity, or right. That's
interesting.
That's where
The teachers and the
Makes
principals.
me think of like legal. I mean, obviously
the
it says legal.
government, the teachers,
That's it.
all of those examples
Lawyer things,
tie into that. Yeah.
rights. Yeah.
Let's go to 2. 2A, possession of control, authority, or influence over others. Possession of control, authority, or influence of others. And I think
That
that
almost sounds like, I mean, obviously the word itself, well, the word is power, but it sounds kind of like, I mean, it doesn't make sense really, but I would say like a cult. When you think of possession of control or authority, like that's what I think when it says influence over others. When I think of that, I think of a cult. But I mean, that's like one small example. Or just, someone having power or control over,
Wow.
their child. Like, I told you to sit down, you need to sit down. And they do it. That's having power of authority, I guess. Which
I agree. I agree.
Another scenario,
I agree. To add to that, having possession or control of one's own actions is a form of power that can also be correlated, to add to all of your correlations as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Self-control.
Yo, I'm about to jump out the window. Hold
What?
my shirt just in case.
Wait, what?
2A
Yeah, let me look at it again.
suggests to me that black people do have power.
Okay, break it down, God. Break it down. Hold up. Let's read the whole thing again. 2A, possession of control, authority, or influence over others. Now, did B correlate in that or no?
I didn't read B. I'm just looking at 2A alone.
Let's.
One happens.
And when I saw that, I was like, how come I ain't never look at this before? Right? Because you keep hearing at least I seem like I keep hearing the rhetoric that, you know, black people, we ain't got no power, we ain't got no power. You know, only white people got power, we ain't got no power. But this says power is defined by possession of control, authority, or influence over others. Yeah, we don't have possession of control, but hip hop is around the world, right? Everything that African Americans, foundational Black Americans, Black people in America do influences the planet.
Like the culture in general, like
The way,
society. Yeah.
the way we walk, the way we talk, the way that we dress, like the way that we dance, like everything,
Yeah, twerking.
everything twerking, right? Well, maybe not twerking because somebody some might say that came from the continent over this way. So I don't know. Right, like, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. But what I do know, I would take away twerking and say even the ratchetness,
Ratchet, yeah, Ratchet spread.
right?
Ratchet has spread.
Yeah, it's definitely all over. Yeah. Different
Spread.
ethnicities. Yeah.
So
Races. Yeah.
we do, based off this definition, we do have influence over others. Agree,
Oh,
disagree?
yeah, definitely.
Am
I
I
would
am
agree
I
with that.
falling or am I flying?
No, I
No,
would agree with that. I would agree with that completely. I never thought about it with the word power, but with more so with the word influence or yeah, more so with the word influence, but it's almost, I mean, it makes sense, definitely.
yeah, God. Influence has always been a power.
Always.
Always,
Right.
always to have influence over something is to always have power over it. You know, or possession of control of it, of an authority. You know, because when I say power over it or power of it, that correlates with that being in control, the possession of the control of it, the
Yeah.
authority of it. You
So
know,
I don't think we have either one of those. I don't think we
possession of control of it or authority of it.
I don't think we have either one of those because I think once we take money, we give away authority. Like it's almost like we sell our trademark or it's like a patent pending. And once we sign it away, it goes to everybody. So it's like I think our power for the most part is for this one so far is the influence specifically over others. Because
No, I know what you mean. Like if we're the creators of like, and it's, I mean, I wouldn't say it's difficult to patent everything. Like, so, okay, for instance, there's FUBU, right? Okay, it's a brand, $1 billion, whatever company. The guy, he patents his brand. But then there's obviously, there's going to be Echo, there's going to be like Sean John, whatever, whatever. And those individuals, they're going to patent their brands. But obviously it's going to be for the people, it's going to be for the masses. So you can't stop the masses from getting it or gaining it. But the influence is there and the power of the tool in the brand is there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, God. So check it out.
talk to me.
Um, if I have possession of it,
Hmm.
then I only relinquish the authority when I give it to you.
Hmm.
So, so yes, accepting the money for it is like, what else is there to accept if you don't have your own resources to be able? And I'm not talking about money. I'm
I'm
talking.
tracking.
I'm just talking about like if you don't own distribution, if you can't do marketing, if you don't have the machine,
And
you
those
know,
things is what, and
and
those things are why I say we don't have possession or control or the authority because we don't have. I'm not in the music industry. I don't know that. But
Hmm.
to my outside looking in knowledge, is based on what you're saying right now is why I'm saying those two things we don't have.
Yeah, I know we have access to it.
Definitely.
You know, we have access to it. Like right now, you can put your stuff on any streaming
Yeah,
platform.
right, exactly.
You know,
Independent.
but the companies who own that, I don't know if those companies are owned by Black people. You know,
Right.
so the actual on ramps.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that is owned by Black people, but I mean, I believe that if you have the ability to do it, like then do it. You know,
I agree.
like the thing is, it's like you're gonna take the money from you're gonna have to take like this is the thing. Everybody want to be free, but you can't be free from the white man's money because that's the only money that's here.
Right.
Facts.
You know, so what's all this freedom thing and this we don't have this and we don't have that when the money is gonna be the same money. Like even if we
Right.
open up a Black bank, okay, we powerful enough to open up a Black bank. Now we got in possession and control of some finances, right? But we still a business though. So we can't offer lower interest rates than what's being offered at the table. Like then
Right.
then we're not gonna make any money.
And we can't make up our own fiat.
And you can't, yeah, like you can't make up your own dollars. That's what I'm saying. So you stuck. So that's why I'm over the money thing. You know, like if it's gonna be a check that's gonna get cut, yeah, I ain't turning down nothing but my collar.
Right. Green is green, like you know. Okay.
But it's not just green is green. What other options do we have in this country? You know,
right?
Like, and I'm not talking about for building wealth, okay, but I'm talking about for spending money, for spending cash, like for spending dollars, for even if using for paying bills and stuff like that. What's accepted?
Right.
Legal tender, right? So it don't matter what emotional attachment is attached to the thing. Like you're gonna need some dollars in America. Like you need it.
Right, regardless.
Period.
Yeah.
So the goal would be just to start working together to build things like to build a on ramp to things like that.
Yep.
You know, that's the goal because you still gonna need to go get financing, and what they gonna finance you with? Fiat. You know what I'm saying? Like with dollars. Like what else they gonna
can't get around it.
Yeah. So it's like like people be like, I'm gonna do I ain't gonna sell my soul for no dollars, but you're gonna sell it for something else because if you don't take the money, then what? I mean, unless you keep the possession of control and don't go at all.
Yo, before you get off this though, God, so are we saying that I'm right? Black people, we do have power?
I'm saying yes. I'm saying all Black people got power, man.
All Black people got power, right?
I'm saying everybody does, whether they know it or not.
Whether they know it or not.
All humans got power, whether they know it or not.
Whether they know it or not. Facts. Facts.
You know, some people just, I guess, more traumatized, dealing with more things, you know. I mean, I deal with my own shit too. But I'm just saying, like, I still know that I got the power to do something.
Right, exactly.
So you know, so I'm in possession of that. And I believe everyone else is, all other human beings are too, unless of course there's circumstances. You a child, you an elder that's under someone's care or something like that. Like you had your time to be in control. You know, but like everybody get old, you know.
Some better than others.
Right. Like we all headed to the same place at the end of the day. Rich, poor, tall, small, gender differential, man. Everybody gonna end up the same place. That's the power right there.
Right.
That can't nobody, that ain't
nobody that's a fact.
Yeah. Or something.
That's the power. That's power.
You know, take it up with your maker.
A double dog day.
You know what I'm saying? For real. But let's go ahead with these definitions, y'all.
Okay.
It was on 2B. My bad, bro.
Oh, you good, family. We building. 2B, one having such power, specifically a sovereign state. C, a controlling group, establishment, often used in the phrase, the powers that be. D, archaic, a force of armed men. E, chiefly dialectical.
Never heard that.
I know what dialectical is like. It's like dilating, a large number or quantity. 3A, physical might. 3B, mental or moral efficacy. C, political control or influence. 4, powers, plural. An order of angels. The
Interesting.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
powers. An order of angels. See celestial hierarchy. We could check that out one day. We'll look into that. But that's
Yeah, that's deep.
that's pretty slick though. We like the stars. So the real stars. 5A, the number of times as indicated by an exponent that the number occurs as a factor in a product.
Oh, that's some math stuff.
Yeah, like 5 to the third power is 125.
Yeah.
But you gotta find out what the thirds are, what one power is. No, I'm just teasing. All right. So
I ain't doing all that.
6A, a source or means of supplying energy,
Electricity.
especially electricity. B,
That's funny.
motive power. C, 6C, the time rate at which work is done or energy emitted or transferred.
That's like a scientific thing. Power. Or it sounds scientific.
I like that. The time rate at which work is done or energy emitted or transferred.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's an
Science.
equation.
Well, right now I'm looking at it, I'm taking it more literal.
Word.
More operative. The time rate at which work is done or energy emitted or transferred. It's just like right now we're doing this work, the energy is being transferred, is being emitted, and so I think we got the power right now.
Word. Definitely.
Yep. Power to the Cigarden Panel.
Hey.
All right. Magnification. Sense. 8, scope. 9, the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis in a statistical test when a particular alternative hypothesis happens to be true.
The probability of rejecting the null hypothesis.
Yeah, that sounds like some scientific.
It absolutely is, but I don't know what a null hypothesis is. I'm assuming what null is, but not actually sure of what null is, because I'm like null and void.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. But I don't think it's the same.
I was thinking like a negative hypothesis, like that joint failed.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
And that's
you did your experiment, it didn't work out.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong because I don't know
either.
what null hypothesis really means. So we'll come back to that, y'all. But if somebody know in the chat, man, drop that in the chat what that is. Power, the verb, to supply with power and especially motive power, to give impetus to. Then we have the intransitive verb. That was the transitive form of the word. To move about by means of motive power, to move with great speed or force. Then we have power as an adjective, operated mechanically or electrically rather than manually. 2, of relating to or utilizing strength is what most people, I think that those correlations when we answered the first question, I think
those are common too. I think when people think of power, they think of like physical strength or power tools, I guess.
Well, that's for one. I'm talking about two right here. Yes, for one, absolutely. Power tools, anything that's related to power mechanically or electronically. But when we talk about just two, the power is the adjective. It's like if I say, do you think do you think Bill Gates has a lot of power? You know, do you think 50 Cent series power is good? But that's just using it relating to, or let me say, no, that was bad. Do you think 50 Cent's power series is the best show on TV? So then it would be like, now I'm relating to or utilizing strength, like it's the best one. It's the most,
Right. Putting the emphasis. Yeah, I mean, a
yeah,
lot of people would say it is. I would say it's definitely up. It's maybe top 10, or it was when it first came out.
that's what's up. So three, power, the adjective of relating to or being a meal at which influential people discuss business or politics. So like a power brunch, power
Yeah.
lunch,
Right.
right?
Hmm, cool.
Okay.
There's a lot of definitions.
And I just thought it was interesting that how God, the first thing that you said that you thought about was electricity for when you thought about power.
Yeah.
And electricity was like number 6 is one of the nouns.
Right.
I'm like, wow. Like, because in my mind there is an order to these how they got things listed. Like they're not just there random.
Right. Not just random.
I
Yep.
feel like they're listed in some kind of order for some purpose, and they probably tell you in the front of the dictionary. I just haven't read it in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize there were that many definitions.
Because I can't give it to those other things, like I have in the past.
Hmm.
I have in the past felt the same way, like, oh, the government was the power, the presidents, these
Right.
people, but I'm just like, what was that thing that we just talked about? Like everybody got to go there. So like ain't nobody explain that. So once you realize like that is the most powerful, then everything else is just all part of this experiment, part of this whatever this thing is, man.
Right. Part of life.
Experience to be had.
Yeah, like whatever it is, because and I understand that the power is what, like we have right here, the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality.
The power of speech.
You know, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. So the
Mm,
capacity or ability to direct or influence the course of events. We can take out the behavior of others. We can put it on ourselves and just say the capacity or ability to direct or influence the course of events in our life.
right. For ourselves. Yeah.
You see, so I always look at it like,
Power to the people.
yeah, like what can you do? Like what can you do? And then I'm not a big fan of, like, every example ain't the one to follow.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Like believe that those people were unsuccessful in trying it that way. Like believe it. Don't keep hoping it. No, don't keep hope alive that the same thing you've been trying to do to get something to change is going to change it, and you're going to keep doing that same thing. Like
Yo,
not.
speaking of that, right? That you say that keep hope alive. I think that's like a super duper trick where they mix religion into politics,
Not a
and
trick.
and it and it and it makes people not think properly, right? Because you keep hope, right? So you look past BS, and you keep hoping. So you would do the same thing over and over and over again because you have to keep hope alive because that's what your religion might suggest, right? And that's what, at least that's what I think, right? Because when I hear that, that's like a Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton kind of thing. And either one of them, they was both pastors.
They was both pastors.
Right.
Hey, Jazz, can you read this right quick for a second?
Well, yeah. Okay, the power meaning. This is according to Google. Number one, the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially. Okay, we did that one. Okay, let's go with number two, the second one. A right or authority that is given or delegated to a person or body. Police do not have the power to stop and search. The military strength of a state, or an example is the sea power of Venice. Okay. A state or country, especially one viewed in terms of its international influence and military strength. Now, based on that one, I think of like NATO or something, like how we have certain countries that are a part of NATO and they have that power because they're all together, except there's certain countries that aren't a part of it. But I feel like the togetherness makes them the
I think
power,
I
you
think
know?
about I think about Rome when I see this. Like I think
Um,
about old school Rome, like the
uh-huh.
the Roman Empire. All right, but you're right though. Because I think NATO is a new version of that. To be honest with you, I know they're a
Mhm.
bunch. I know they're a bunch of different countries and nationalities and
Right,
people,
right.
but
Yeah, no, I'm saying I know what you mean because Rome is like one,
Y'all
one.
said, y'all said
kind
Roman.
kind of right. But the Romans everywhere they took over, they became Romans, right? So they was a bunch of mixed nationalities and whatnot too, right? So
Y'all said NATO is the Rome is the new NATO is the new Rome.
that's how it seemed like
That's
to me.
what Ali is saying.
She
Yeah, sis, she pushed me out the window,
I'm
sis.
did
just
throw you
saying,
over
I'm just saying it. I'm just
there.
saying it's
I
all
we was
good.
just
It's all good in the hood. Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was the whole.
Okay.
I thought it was gang. You know.
Oh, it is.
Hey,
It is.
nah, Jay.
Rome, Paris, Italy.
Just threw out the under the bus. Now, where did you stop at though?
A
uh
supernatural, a person of or organization that is strong or influential within a particular context. He was a power in the university. Power. Person
okay.
or organization that is strong or influential within. So for that, I think of the government, or I think of someone like that has, like it's saying authority. Well, no, it doesn't actually say authority, but I think of the word authority when I'm reading that sentence because it's like the boss or someone that has the influence.
I got you.
Mm,
So look,
yeah.
I'm gonna pick up where you was at. Thank you, Jazz. Um,
Okay, sure.
so we're gonna go right here because we're just trying to run through them. A
All
person
right.
or organization that is strong or influential within a particular context. A supernatural being, deity, force, and this is all Google right here, y'all. This is what
That's all Google.
yeah, this is the Google dictionary right here, and they're giving us this denoting something associated with people who hold authority and influence, especially in the context of business or politics, used in the names of movements aiming to enhance the status of a specified group. Strength, physical strength and force exerted by something or someone. Then we have capacity or performance of an engine or other device, denoting a sports player, team, or style of play that makes use of power rather than finesse. Okay, so energy that is produced by mechanical or electrical means used to operate a device, electrical energy supplied to an area building, driven by electrical energy, the time rate of doing work measured in watts, less frequent.
This
And
actually breaks down physics, mathematics, and it actually breaks down the field of those specific words that it was giving out.
right. In time, the time rate of doing work measured in watts, less frequency, horsepower, and the number of times certain number is to be multiplied by itself. Okay. And then we have Middle English, the origin of the word Middle English from Anglo-Norman French, poere, from an alteration of Latin, posse, be able.
Wow, being able, dog. That's literally what you. That's literally what you said, God, about individual responsibility and accountability and putting the ownership and the power into you. Because that says the original definition says it means to be able is the definition of power, right? To be an able body.
To be an able body.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So if you out here loafing, then you weak.
You are not
Whoa,
powerful. Wow, that's
that's
crazy.
harsh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we're gonna go next to Wikipedia, and we're gonna see what they have for power.
Good old Wikipedia.
They start off with physics.
They start off with physics, yep. And what we see right here, like they just have meaning, rate of doing work. Okay, so let's go here. See if we can get this one. There we go.
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. So we got now the ability to do or undergo something.
Damn, that's not even being great at it.
To do or over what?
That's just to do something, just to
Oh, no.
undergo, just to be able to suffer through it. It's power.
Just to go do it, just to get started. And that right there is the correlation of why the able body thing that we talking about, right?
Facts.
And then when we said, from one of our clips, that what do you have to do if you want to change something or you want something to manifest? What do you have to do? You have to do something. So you have to start, you have to charge it.
Right.
You got to go in that direction,
That's
or
it.
or any direction, because every direction is the right direction when you ain't doing nothing,
When you're doing nothing.
right?
And
If you
you're
find
going in the right direction, God, because you're gonna keep learning along the way, right?
exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? Because if you find that the direction you're going is not the correct or the best, you can just change, go left or go right or turn around, right? You ain't got to go back to where you was. You can walk right past that spot.
That's right. That's right. So we're gonna go
That's dope. Be able.
back to the dictionary, y'all, and I think we are going to look at the thesaurus this time, so we can see the synonyms of power. And once we reach the synonyms of power, we have it quite a few different ways. So we have it as in control.
Yes.
We have it as in energy, as in faculty, as in fuel, and as in to fuel. So as in control, we have power as in control, the right or means to command or control others.
Mm.
Okay. Then we have energy, power as in energy, the ability to exert effort for the accomplishment of a task.
Mm.
As in energy, you gotta put the energy into it. That's what we were just talking about.
Interesting. So energy, as far as the etymology, was the very first thing that they was talking about before control,
Before control, being able.
being able.
Got to be able to do it,
Got to be willing to put the energy in.
right? And the time.
Got to be willing. You got to exemplify the ability to exert the effort, because that's you doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the accomplishment of a task, and we're gonna get there. That don't mean you get there today, but if you keep
Right.
going, eventually you're gonna get there. So just keep
Mhm.
going, right? Faculty, power as in faculty, a natural ability of the mind or body.
Mm.
Power,
Power.
a natural ability of the mind or body. It's saying that it's naturally, the power is naturally in your mind and body, unless you just naturally lazy.
Yo, they saying if you looking and breathing, you got power.
That what well,
Naturally, ability of mind and body. Like if you looking and breathing, and in a willing mind,
yeah,
right?
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna give salute to that with one caveat. If
Mhm.
you are born, with a
Yeah,
disability,
yeah. I'm not
that's
talking. I'm never talking about people that naturally can't.
no doubt. But
Right. You're
somebody
talking about able-bodied
taking it
people.
too literally, God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
was.
true.
I know you not, but for somebody watching, out for our viewers, anybody out there, like no, we not saying when the God's saying, just you can breathe and you can see and you got all your five faculties, your what is it, your six senses. Uh yeah, you don't have no excuses. unless you disabled.
Basically.
Unless you disabled, unless you were born that way, then
Right.
Like born with the ability to not be able to do nothing, right? Like
right.
short of that, you got to own all your else.
Yep. So power as in fuel, something with a usable capacity for doing work. Something with a
Word.
usable capacity for doing work.
Your
Like,
food is power.
yeah, I was just gonna say, eat breakfast. I eat breakfast every morning, and I know, a lot of people don't eat breakfast, but for me, it's been a thing ever since I was little to eat breakfast, even if it's a banana and a muffin. Just I need to eat something to fuel myself and to be ready for the day, whatever I'm doing.
Yo, guys,
I
scroll
love it.
down. I apologize, sis. See if food is on here under fuel. Nah, cause you right. Like, cause you got to get it in, sis. You gotta break that fast, right?
Right.
Nope, I don't see it. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of different.
Guess they don't see fuel in the body as a form of power.
Whoa. Yep.
Okay, so we got power as into fuel, And we got synonyms, y'all. We got fuel, push, generate, energize, charge, fire, electrify, switch, set off, discharge, activate, turn over, drive, spark, trigger, trip, move, launch, actuate, start, kick over, recharge, release, turn on, stimulate, touch, off, crank up, crank that, react, run, ignite, accelerate, provoke, arouse, excite, incite, stir, rep, stir it up, vitalize, speed it up, jumpstart, quicken, step up, instigate, catalyze, kickstart your ass up off that couch and fix your life. All right. Then we got energy, fuel, propellant, force, propellant, kindling. Somebody might have to let a fire to your ass to get you motivated. Faculty, capability, capacity, function, instinct, talent, gifts. You have many gifts. Why do you keep them to yourself? Why do you not develop them?
Everybody got a talent.
Aptitude. You have all the aptitude. It is within you. Tap into it. Endowment, flair, knack, genius.
Capacity. Like unless you was born without the capacity or the ability to have a capacity. I don't know how the right way to say that without being offensive.
I mean, if you weren't born with, with the capacity to do other things, like what would be considered regular.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say regular.
Or normal, maybe normal.
I don't know. I think
every day.
I think regular now and not normal, because I think normal became offensive. Like, what makes me not normal? Like, I'm not.
Right, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah, I think normal. Nah, you good, family. That's what we do on here. We.
Damn.
Like we don't know.
Or you would say like typical.
People typical. What's a typical child? No,
typical child, badass.
Yeah, that's actually what we use. That's the term that we actually use. Typical.
Break that down real fast. Don't go too far.
Okay, so like I work with special education students, and they're we would say special education, and a child that doesn't have any of those exceptionalities would be called typical.
Just like that.
Yeah, like.
So a child that doesn't have any special needs in the school system, is okay to refer to them as typical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And professionally, that is what is accepted as a safe description of a child in comparison of another child with some special needs.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you still say special needs for the children with special needs, or is that another word?
No, that's what we say. That's what I say.
What's up?
Word.
Somebody got a question. Somebody's hand is up. Hey. Is that a hey or is that a question?
Nope.
That's a wave.
So going back to our questions. All right. Question number 2, what can be the advantage or disadvantage of having power? And before we get to that question, I think we're going to take a 60-second break, y'all, and we're going to come back with Jazz Garcelle and the Flavor Bombs. So we'll be back in 60 seconds.
When you look good, you feel good. So let's get back to school with DBCHEFTV merch. August 1st through November 1st. Shop until you drop from our huge selection of apparel and accessories. Use code and enjoy 10% off our entire site at checkout. Visit www.dbcheftv.com. Hit the shopping link while supplies last and get back to school with DBCHEFTV merch.
This whole publication is all about going from
nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on a list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
We getting this money, ain't no limit, what's the cost? You ain't got it, don't run it up on me. Baby, I'm a boss, babe.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Jazz Garcelle with your flavor bombs for the week. So first I want to say Amazon's new CEO is having a field day with this new rule that he has for everyone. I mean, basically, he's saying, you know what? COVID's been over for what, 4 years now, 5 years almost. People need to get themselves back in the office. So he's saying that his workers that work in the offices of Amazon need to come back to the office and that they're required to work 5 days a week. He says if you don't like it, go to a different company. 5 days in the office is now required and mandated by the Amazon CEO, which is very interesting because I know a lot of companies are now, hybrid, 2 days on, 3 days off, or work from home. So yeah. Also, dating sites, popular dating sites, POF, Black Planet, not Black Planet, but some other newer ones, also have now had an option in their profile for political preferences. So you can now state whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or nothing. And it can strike up conversations. And I guess you can choose your partner or your potential partner based on their political affiliation. I don't really feel like this is a great addition to dating sites, being that I'm in, dating. But, some people might like it, some people don't. I don't really think it's anyone's business what political affiliation I am. And that shouldn't be a factor, a determining factor for dating. But, with this election coming up in a few months, it's a big thing and can cause a lot of turmoil, I guess. Maybe not turmoil, but definitely drama in the dating world. But it shouldn't. So, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Jazz Garcelle, with the flavor bombs. You said we got Amazon and we got dating based on politics.
Yeah.
All right. The God Ali Dawu El, what you got, God, on them?
So firstly on the Amazon thing,
Mhm.
I kind of thought that current day society was taking a page from Amazon with the 4-day work week. I thought that we was going to like a 10-hour 4-day kind of thing. I thought that was like the thought process, and I thought that was based off of some Amazon. I mean,
I don't think that was Amazon. I think maybe that was a different country.
Okay, so I didn't know. I don't know. Like, what do they work now? So it's I guess they remote workers and they want them to come back to the office.
Yeah, like most of the employees that are, office jobs, they are working remote right now. And now the new CEO is saying that you need to come into the office 5 days a week. And if you don't like it, you can find another job, basically.
And that's easy, right? Like, so you can either find another job, right, that keeps you at home, and
Right, if that's their preference, yeah. Or,
right, and
part-time.
let the company go through that process of finding somebody else to replace me or not, right? Like, because it might be like a million people waiting in line.
Right, to get a job at Amazon, just to get a job in general.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I think that's the whole thing is interesting to me. I think you got to do what your boss say, because he has the power.
Right, exactly. He has the power. And I feel like the article is more like, I mean, obviously it's news, but I kind of feel like with his power as being the CEO, it's almost, he feels like he's threatening his employees by saying, oh, well, not threatening, but he's just like, I don't care. If you don't want to work 5 days a week in the office, work
And
somewhere else. I don't
that's what
care.
that's what
You
I'm
know,
saying, right? Like I don't think he should have to care, right? Like because it is his company or their company. I don't know if it's a man or woman, right? It is
yeah.
it is their company, and they can run it however they want to, right?
Right,
Like
exactly. He
check
has
it
that
out,
power. He
check
has
it
the
out,
power.
right? So all of the employees also have power, right? 'Cause they can decide together to not show up to work and affect the company, right? They can do that, but they're not going to do that. They're going to stay separate. And he's just one person, so he only got to convince himself. And he's always right, as far as I'm concerned. Like the boss is always right.
Always.
Is their money that you losing or earning, right? So it's like I don't know. As far as the dating site thing,
Yeah.
me personally, I am 100% pro political checklist. Like I think it's crazy and unsafe, right? I think it's unhealthy for a Democrat Republican to get together, right?
Hold up now.
Y'all literally are.
Explain, please. What you talking
I'm,
about,
I'm
Ali?
about I'm explaining right now, right? Like you are literally voting against each other. Like y'all sleeping in bed, y'all saying all this lovey-dovey stuff, y'all talking all this future planning stuff together, but you guys are
Mm-hmm.
actually individually voting against each other. Like
Right.
that is bananas to me, right? Like I don't understand it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand it, right?
Mm.
And I think that if people beforehand in this on these dating sites or whatever, if that's where people are going, I'm pro all information, right? I'm pro transparency, right? If you crazy, tell me you crazy up front, right? Like don't lie to me, and then I find out you crazy, and now you like, but you love me though. I'm like, nah, I love the person that I thought you was.
Mhm.
This person is crazy.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
whole nother show, bro. That's a
Like,
whole nother show.
nah, that's the same thing with Democrat Republican, right?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like to me, that's
Completely
it's
different ideals.
especially like in today's climate when this is so polarized, where it's not just Democrat Republican, it's gender, it's race, right? Like it is
Oh yeah.
so for somebody for you to go to dinner with somebody who's absolutely standing on the other side shooting at you. I'm saying it's like the old cartoon with the coyote and the was it the hog or whatever.
Wile E. Coyote and
at,
Roadrunner.
at the end of the day they both clock out. You know what I'm saying? They go home and say, all right, Fred, all right, George, see you tomorrow. And they come back and they start chasing each other, right? Like it's
Right.
you know. I don't know. That's what I think. I think it's a good thing. I think people should tell people if they transgenders up front, right? I don't think that should be a surprise ever, right? I think all that should be
Well, I
up.
think if they on a transgender dating site, then they should,
Right. They would know. Like
yeah,
that's
like, should
yeah.
be on that site if that's not
But I don't know if there's
right.
transgender dating sites
Oh,
specifically.
I'm sure there are. There's dating sites for everything.
I mean,
Pretty
there's
much.
dating sites for everything, for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure if they got one based on politics where they
Yep.
had, remember what was the one that everybody was on back in the day? I was never on it.
Black Planet.
There
I,
you go.
I was on a planet.
That's that Black Planet. Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So like that, it's been a thing for black people to be, or humans to be
yeah,
to gather where they feel most
with it.
comfortable
Yeah.
at.
Right.
I
So
mean, you're gonna go where other people are at, right? And if they online and you online, then that's where you're gonna go.
yeah, in that
Yeah.
specific space though, in
Yeah,
relation to the dating on
yeah,
politics, um, I got Amazon. I'm going what what BK Soul Farm said as far as like the boss is in charge. Like I think it should be motivation for people to want to become entrepreneurs. You know, like
Facts.
if I'm so, and I can't apologize, but I will apologize for those who are easily offended watching the show. But I don't have no sympathy for that when I had to sacrifice so much in the military that, like, just because you get to stay home to go to and you won't have to drive into work, like, cry me a fucking river. You know what I'm saying? Like, boo fucking who?
Right. A lot of people have gotten comfortable doing that. I wish I could, but I mean, I couldn't do my job from home. It doesn't make sense.
I don't give a
But
fuck how comfortable they got. Fuck them. You know?
Feed them hot.
For real, get uncomfortable. You know, like until you're at, like, go live in the ocean. And what I'm saying is I made a choice to go do that, just like you made a choice
right.
to work at these companies. So that was our choice. That was our power. And we went and we chose where we was going to go and apply that power and, you know, and invest that power. So everybody has that same opportunity. You know,
Right.
the people struck, you know, the strikers and things like that, the people who struck like at the shipyard. I
Oh
get
yeah.
those that have livable wages and stuff like that. But what about the other people who can't prepare? You know, what if the military right now say they're gonna go on strike? Like, how did that look? You know, look at all the other people that could affect.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, you know, carry your ass back to work.
Yo, real quick, son. Yo, we dodged a bullet with that the dock strike.
Yeah, we did. Well, people have no idea.
Bullet.
They have no idea. They have no idea.
Man, I was like,
how
man,
serious that would have been if it would have been 2 months.
Man, you better get your 1016 up. Man.
For real. Like if it would have been 30 days, it would have been
too
tragic.
much.
It would have been tragic.
Blood in the street.
For real, like crazy, like Beirut out here. So, you
like
know,
pandemonium, right? Trying to get stuff. Yeah.
So no, people taking stuff.
People taking stuff. Because once stuff stopped coming in, if you need something,
and you don't got it,
you going to wherever it's at.
That's crazy.
You know, so you know, shout out to Jeff Bezos and the people at Amazon that make it work, and all the disgruntled people and everything.
Right.
But you got a job. You know what I'm saying? Be happy. It's a lot of people.
Right. So many people can't say that.
Right now in America, like if anyone has been paying attention, like since I want to say probably October of last year, it's been so many layoffs. You know, it's been I would say over 500,000 jobs have been cut in the last year. You know, probably more than that. I'm probably way off just because I don't follow it. I get bits and pieces from stuff from people that I pay attention to on YouTube, you know, that follow these things. But like, you know, they still got a job. He ain't telling them they fired. He just saying, I need y'all back in the office.
Right, exactly.
He's saying your pay gonna change or nothing. He's saying you comfortable, but you got to get back comfortable becoming bringing your ass back into the office now. You know, that's it. And if you can't do that, I understand. We will find somebody else who will want to make this money. So, you know, the choice is yours. Do you want to keep your job or do you want to have to go look for new employment? So,
yeah,
I think it's fair. You know, if it's unfair, then become an entrepreneur.
That's a great word, God, because that's what it is. It is fair, right? You might not like it, right? But you only don't like it because you're about to be uncomfortable.
That's it.
Right. And that's like so selfish. That's like so like bratty of us. Like not us, like, you know.
Short-sighted is what it is. It's short-sighted. It's only looking at right now and 5 seconds from now.
I mean, I look at it like you're right, God. I look at it like, man, like I done missed Christmas.
What?
Thanksgiving, birthdays,
Funerals,
Fridays, funerals, all types of stuff,
all
bro.
kind
So
of stuff.
like,
Movie nights.
so just the
All
fact
kind
that
of,
you got to get up and go to work, like you just got to get up and leave your house and go. I mean,
Right.
nurses do it every day. Nurses can't work from home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless
Teachers can't work from
yes,
home.
and teachers, yes, they can. They can
I
do,
mean, okay, we can.
you know what I'm
But
saying? But
yo,
I mean,
only
it's
in
better if we're
capacity,
in person. I like it better in the school.
only if the curriculum is designed to be taught online. Is it going to be online? Okay.
Right.
In a normal setting, in a
Mhm.
regular setting, teachers are
Right.
physically in front
Yeah.
of the students. All right. And when we talk about going to school. So, you know, so it's not even the same when you look at nurses. They have to go unless you have an in-home health care, you know what I'm saying? So like unless
Right. Like a
you're working,
TNA type of, yeah.
the key thing is that both people got to be there to interact. Okay. And if
Mhm.
Jeff Bezos is saying that's the company policy now, then
Yep.
if you're not following company policy, then you must don't want to work for the company. So
yo,
Yeah.
don't let them mess around and introduce these robots.
Oh Lord, don't get me started on that.
Because I think the robot would be a lot easier to replace a human than it would be to automate the whole new to revamp the whole system, right? Because they got these robots for 15 grand or whatever they cost, and you could just program it to do data entry. Like for 15 grand, like they get, damn, yo, that's scary.
Right. But and then you don't have to worry about their severance pay. I mean, their tax. You don't have to worry about paying them because yeah.
Nah, you just
let
gotta
me
worry
tell
about
you
the money.
something. Let me tell you something. This is such
Crazy.
a new technology. If anybody thinks that that jobs will be completely replaced
Hell nah.
with robots, okay, and the government won't find a way to tax the robots.
Tax the robots.
I'm telling you,
Silly.
like they're
Oh, so
gonna
I
find a way to tax the companies with their robots.
Oh, right. The companies that provide the
son.
robots. Right.
Don't they got a robot already that they made a citizen or something like that, or they made like a person?
No. I'm not talking about that aspect. That's way too much. We're not talking about
But that's how I figure how they gonna get to tax them motherfucking robots.
no. That version of robot won't be the version of robot working in a warehouse and shit. Like that's not the go
Not the same kind
home.
of thing.
That's not, the robot pulling up in the Tesla that's self-driven and hopping out. Good morning, Ali. Like that ain't that one. That ain't that one. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that'll be at Amazon will be the ones that like, they turn them, they just stop and go to sleep. And when they get, they need some maintenance or something, or they walk to a charger and plug themselves up and go to sleep. And then another one pop off, and then go and follow their route because they pre-programmed to go do the same thing or whatever,
Right.
So like, I don't think it's going to be that.
This what I am saying though. Like I don't think it's gonna be a all where robots gonna take over people's jobs. What I am saying is these
iRobot.
these billionaires got enough money to think about it,
Of course they
right?
do. Yeah.
And if people play around and like you say, if the boss is saying take your ass to work and you saying but I'm comfortable at home and I should be able to do my job from home, but he's saying yeah, but I need you at the office. Kind of got to go to the office.
Yeah, that's the power that they have.
That's the power that they have.
Yeah,
That's the power.
exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep the conversation going forward with y'all.
Yeah.
But dating based on politics. So I disagree. I think that it's okay to date the opposite political party, to be married to the opposite political party. But
Yeah, I think it's okay too.
But only if, okay, there's a caveat. But only if you are ultra wealthy. Because if you
I agree with that.
Because if you are ultra wealthy, then it's beneficial to have your hand in
both
different
sides.
pockets.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%.
And if you are the Democrat or the Republican and you have your relationship with your people on your side, because see, the one thing about it is Democrats and Republicans, they still human. They all talk money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if we donate over here and we got something going on, and then we donating over here and we got something going on, then we got things going on. So it's beneficial. Like we can show up to, and then somebody can tease me, oh, you're not slumming this evening, you know. So like if my wife is a Democrat and we go to a party or something, then they can tell somebody who teasing me, knowing how shit work, another billionaire, like, oh, I guess you're
another billionaire.
I guess you're not slumming tonight, huh?
Well,
You know,
jokes.
you're not over there with the, you know, with the red ties, you know.
That's funny.
So
I agree, God.
You know, so then I think that that's a cool thing. Like if that's how y'all navigating this world like that, you know. But if it's like, you know, I think if you people who think that politics, if politics is really something that's really, really passionate about, you know, in your life, then I think that you should have a person that ideals align with the same thing. Because if not, man, then you're gonna be, you know, you're gonna be at odds with each other because both of y'all take the shit too serious. Like
exactly.
Like I don't take it that serious, so I couldn't marry. You know, I wouldn't care if my wife was a Democrat or a Republican. You know, because because I'm not a participant. You know?
That's us though, right?
Like, no, yeah, and I'm talking about specifically for me.
And specifically me, my registration says no party affiliation. Right. So,
Yeah, so I don't have no registration. And I ain't registered, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even want y'all to think I'm gonna fuck with y'all. Neither one of y'all, independence. Unless I see some shit that's like, oh yeah, I gotta go put my little 2 cents. You know, but it ain't happened yet. But
excuse me.
You know, but honestly though, like I think I agree with, I was, you know, disagreeing, talking shit, but I agree with the mindset of if a person holds political views like their political party affiliation as like their religion, you know, then they have to be with somebody else who thinks the same and holds that same conviction. If not, then
it won't work.
If you're just a casual Democrat or a casual Republican, and it kind of really don't matter to you one way or the other, that's one thing. But if you are a real Republican and a real Democrat,
real,
yeah. So that's it right there, Jazz. We thank you for the flavor bombs right there.
We getting this money, ain't no limit. What's the cost? You ain't got it, don't run it up on me. Baby, I'm a boss, babe.
Yep, and we just got hit with the flavor bombs by Jazz Garcelle. Jazz, you out?
Thank you guys. Yes, I'm out.
Okay, real quick before you go, you know the house question is power bad, good, or misunderstood? What's your take on it?
I would say it can be misunderstood because, you know, all those definitions, I didn't even know there were that many definitions to power. Of course, think of the basic one, power, electricity, and you think of power in terms of government, but it can be misunderstood because of based on how people use it, how they view it, and who is the holder of the power. So I think definitely misunderstood power. Yeah.
For sure. Power. Well, Jazz, have a positive, productive, and peaceful start to your week. And we thank you once again for bringing the flavor bombs.
Of course. Definitely.
And sharing
you guys have a great week too.
And sharing your insights on the topics. And we will have a great week. Look at you talking like You know, your boy used them words.
Fucking forward.
That's Trump talk right there. You want Trump talk?
Hold up. No, have an amazing week. Have a
Oh, have an
positive week.
amazing-
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Out to the people.
Power to the people. Yes, power to the people. Bye.
All right.
All right, sis. Yeah, nah. Yeah, yo, both those flavor bombs like tied into the topic perfectly, actually.
Yeah, surprisingly, right? Surprisingly enough, yeah. That's dope. That's dope. That's great.
Yeah.
Turned in. Yep, y'all. So getting back to tonight's show, y'all, we talking about the word power. And if you just joining us, make sure to like and share the live stream. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. And don't forget to check out the links in the description, y'all. We have some great things for y'all to go check out. So kindly go check them things out and smash that like. Smash that like. It's free. It's free. It's free. Then you don't got to spend nothing. But you can give us a little thumbs up, though. All right. So we talking about power this evening. And we've been answering a couple of questions so far. And well, actually, we answered the first question. Who and or what comes to mind when you hear the word power? And we discussed a lot of good things in relation to what comes to mind or who comes to mind when we hear the word power. And our second question we're going to get into this evening is what can be the advantages or disadvantage of having power?
So I'm gonna start with the disadvantage first, because I think it's the shortest one.
Okay.
When I think about the disadvantage of power, I think about how absolute power corrupts. Right. So I think about the corruptibility that power, I don't know if it has corruptibility or if it lends to corruptibility. I'm not sure. Right. But you can be a king or you can be a dictator. Right. Both are in charge, but one cares about the people, the other sees the people as batteries for themselves. Right. So that's what I think about that. There's a bunch of positives, like a bunch of advantages of power, right? A family working together collectively, for a goal, a husband and wife, both going to work or doing whatever they got to do for their household and their dreams coming true is powerful. The Million Man March, like the seeing just people going to church every Sunday is powerful. Like even if I don't agree with what they're doing specifically, I can't deny that is a whole lot of energy over there. Right? I cannot unsee what I'm looking at. Right? So yeah, it's just like it's just a bunch of advantages to power. And it all comes into with the collectivity and I don't know, just the ability just to make things happen. Because it's not even about doing what you want to do, right? It's doing what needs to get done, just making it happen, right? So I think that is dope. So it's not. I see a bunch of advantages. That's what I got.
Okay. So we got advantages and disadvantages of power. Let's say advantages are access, people who do anything for you, having resources that average people don't have. And right now I'm speaking of in relation to those things like that we alluded to with what we think when we hear the word power, and relative to you know, people in positions of power, wealthy,
Yeah, I'm tracking.
famous. Okay. Because that's one dynamic of the advantage. Now, if we look inside ourselves and look at the advantage of power is that I'm able to actually determine what it is that I'm going to do, how I'm going to respond, what I'm going to do to be preventative of things. Okay. How I'm actually going to communicate, how I'm actually going to reciprocate acts of love, you know. And what that means, if don't nobody know reciprocate mean that's watching, is just like how I'm going to treat somebody the same way they treated me. If they treated me good, then I'm gonna treat them good back. You know, if they did me something dirty, then, you know, I have a choice. And that's a power too, that you have a choice. Just because somebody did something don't mean you got to have to respond equally the same way, you know, or worse or less. Sometimes you can ignore shit. Like it costs you nothing to pay some things no mind. Like that's my favorite Jay-Z line. Y'all better leave them alone too, man. You know, like got the black. Don't be mixing the black family nuclear stuff with no bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. We got some people. We ain't got many, you know, but I'm a ride with what I think is what we got for real. So Bill the Camille, Will and Jada, shout out to them. They still together, right?
100% facts.
They still
all jokes aside.
Yeah, they still together. So Denzel, his wife, they ain't had no dirt on them, but you know, no what my man say smut on their jacket. They ain't had no smut on their jacket, but yeah. So shout out to them. But the power is in, you know, that's an advantage. To be able to set that type of example, you know, through perseverance. And that's their actions where no matter what we go through, we're going to stick it out. We're going to work. We don't even care about what the public thinking about our shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to rock out how we going to rock out. Fuck y'all. Like, like everybody, the critics.
And they got the power to say that because they know that they influencing the masses.
I guess, but they don't poke that out on their chest though. Like I think I'm bigging them up more than they do that for themselves.
Yeah, but they don't have to because they're already on TV. Like they're already on TMZ. They're already getting followed. They're already getting watched. Like they're already knowing that everything that they do, right? Negatively, correct.
Negatively, yeah,
correct.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, we don't see none of the positive stuff actually.
Yeah, like we don't see. You know, we don't see them just like nah, like this my well, we seen Will and Jada do it, and we see them sticking together. But see, everybody don't see these things. Everybody don't see that part of it. That's why I'm just making a point to point that out, because people will just be blinded by all the stuff they hearing, all of the cannon fodder, and then they'd be like. And then they'll assume that that's what it is with them. Like even T.I. and Tiny, shout out to them. Like they strong together. Their marriage, you know, like nobody cares about the escapades or whatever they got going on, man. How y'all keep y'all family together, man. How y'all make y'all relationship work, bro.
However that is, do that.
You know, that's the power right there. You know, what is it when y'all see shit and y'all face stuff? What do y'all do to just, you know, to be like, okay, how we gonna tackle this shit? What we gonna do about this? You know, so I think there's an advantage to empowering yourself to be aware of the choices that you make and the things that you do. Disadvantage to power, man. I think when we talk about it in the context of, let me say this, it's no disadvantage to power when used correctly in relation to yourself. Okay. When used correctly. Now, if myself goes out here and do some things where, you know, that they negatively affect me, people I care about, and hurt or harm somebody else, and I was in a powerful position and I utilized that power and that position of authority to do some things to people negatively, then yeah, that's a disadvantage. That's a disadvantage. And like you said earlier, that power would do that to people. It'll make people do that.
I don't want to say will. I say it could.
Well, I'm gonna say it will because I've seen more instances of it happening to people.
See, and I think that's because of the TV though. Like I think people do those. It's almost like in the military. Remember in the military, like you get promoted, and you know you got to go through your little processes, you know, and it's like, well, that happened to me, so I'm gonna do it to the person that came behind me. So it's like they just keep the tradition going,
Yeah, I hate people like that.
right? And I think that they get that false sense of reality from the TVs, and it just mess everything up.
Not the word, not the people that do the good stuff, but the people that
No,
do the bad stuff. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like that's just the worst, man. You know, and the problem is they always profess it like it's like it's some type of rites of passage or it's some badge of fucking honor. Like,
Yeah, they
well,
sound like a TV character.
well, I got treated like that, so you shouldn't have a problem getting treated. I had to go through it, so you shouldn't have a problem go through it. Like, you know, like you didn't think that you wanted to make some shit better for somebody, for a couple people. You know, and it doesn't have to be less arduous, you know, but you could, you know, you could try to find a way to take the wrinkles out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Try to smooth it out a little bit and still allow a person to get the learning lesson without
Mm-hmm.
the abuse of the power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
All facts.
but you know, but like in that environment, it's not really leadership is not a huge thing. You know, like it's something that people take and it's a theory, but everything is hands on. And then you have so many different people that come from different places and backgrounds and how they interpret things and how they want to be talked to and then all that. So it's just like just trying to get a level of communication to get the fucking job done for real, for real.
So that's real life military,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think that our society has a John Wayne kind of mentality of what they think the military is, or one of those old military war general movies where you got some one person up there dictating orders and everybody's just looking to this one person and waiting to get told to do something. And the reality is everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing already. And that person just walked in the room and they just so happen to be in charge, but I'm already doing my job. Right. And that's the reality versus the perception of how the military operates.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and I think that perception is what screws up people's actions in power, because they start acting the way that they think they're supposed to be acting in this position because that's what they see and that's what they've seen, that's what the lessons that they've gotten, right? And why change it?
Yeah. Yeah, but everybody else is doing it too, so it's
Everybody else doing it too.
and that's what I think is that power. When we talk about this question, y'all, staying on that topic, what's the advantage or disadvantage of having power? That's why I think that is that advantage in having that power, but it's a double-edged sword because there still is a disadvantage. Now, it's only a disadvantage to the people who aren't benefiting. It's not a disadvantage to the people who aren't benefiting. I mean, it's not a disadvantage to the people that's benefiting. It's an advantage to them. But we see that in politics, specifically when we talk about the power of putting people in office. And when they get in office, senators and congressmen and state people like that, like they know they get in there and they may have a mindset of like, yeah, I'm going to do this when I get in there, when I get there. But then they're going to have somebody who's going to school them and be like, like this, it don't really work how you thought it worked on TV.
So we was just saying those things to the people. We don't really mean them. You just got to make them think that we mean them.
You see?
Say it with your chest.
That's it. And then once you do that, then, you have the power of your constituency. You see? So.
That's so interesting because you have the power of the constituency. Yeah. Power's still on the people.
It's still on the people, right? But who are those constituents?
That's the great question.
You see? So we could assume it's the people, but what people specifically? Because if I have the power of the billionaire people or the millionaire people in my what do they call it, in your jurisdiction, why I care what I'm caring about the poor people for?
And they don't. Not so far. I don't care what they say. So far, nobody. I don't care.
What I'm caring about the poor people for?
No reason to.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'll go as far as say they not poor. They just lower class. They just in a lower socioeconomic class. Because the poor people is the ones coming across the border who willing to work them jobs that Amazon like, well, if you don't want your job, don't worry. It's somebody who we could hire for half of what we pay you.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I said robots, but I ain't want to say like, because that's real, right? So if you got people coming over in droves, and they messing around and getting qualifications to work, and the boss is like, and Amazon saying like, yo, like you gotta a peace system, right? You gotta come to work. We need bodies in the building. Then they're gonna take the people that walked over here, that floated over here, that swam over here, over the people that want to stay at the crib and chill.
Exactly.
Like that's how that's gonna go, right? It ain't gonna go no other way. Like if they want bodies, they're gonna get bodies.
Yeah. So yes, there are some disadvantages and some advantages to power, but I would definitely focus on what are my advantage, like what power do I have, versus really focusing on the other influences, the other things, because we're gonna support our interests, right?
Facts.
So we're gonna tune into things that we value, but giving somebody else a status of powerful when it's just like, really, like, are they?
Nah, like our individual power starts with real talk, food, clothing, and shelter, and the ability to protect that, right? Because if you don't have that fuel, if you don't have that safe place, if you can't keep warm or clothe your body, like if you can't do those things without a job per se, that's why what you were saying about the spirit of entrepreneurship should get sparked. Like that's kind of like what we talking about. We talk about power. We talk about the ability to. And if you don't have the ability to provide food for yourself when you need it, right? Whether the grocery stores have it or not, whether the dock workers go on strike or not, whether the truckers go on strike or not. Like if you can't figure out where to get your resources from, right? Because you didn't like you have that power, you have that ability. Everybody does, right? So we gotta take it step by step, right? Before we start wanting to control the world, just control our own little situations, right? Just wake up every day and just control that moment, right? Control these 24, right? And if you get lucky, right, you build with a God that got a little bit more influence, or y'all got just as much, and y'all just start adding and taking like it's ways to do things, but it's not gonna be fast, and it shouldn't be.
That's right.
Right, like because if the story is true, and we was 400 years of bondage and all that stuff, right, then it's gonna take at least 400 to undo all that.
Right.
Right, like just the awareness of we free now kind of don't fix nothing. Right, so power to the people always, right? That's why it's written in the Constitution like that, right? Like you can play with the words, what people they talking about.
Yeah, fam. Everybody needs to start taking things a little bit more serious when it comes down to how much power you have over yourself. For real. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this third question this evening. What does power look like when it is abused or respected? What does power look like when it is abused or respected?
Damn. So I think it looked the same way both ways. Right? Because when I think about power, somebody abusing their power, I think about them taking advantage of people sexually, taking advantage of people financially, taking advantage of somebody's brainwashing somebody's what the ladies used to say back in the day, you mind fucking somebody, right? Give them all this word stuff, knowing good and damn well you're not gonna follow through with nothing. You just trying to talk them out their draw, so to speak, or out their wallet, or out their car, or whatever.
Out they vote.
Out their vote.
Word salads.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about when I think about what it like to abuse it. What was the other part of it?
What does power look like when it is abused or respected?
And I think that because it's respected, right? Like it gets easily abused.
Because
right?
it's respected, it gets easily abused.
Right?
Right?
It's like it can easily go to your head, or goes to a person's head that everybody is looking not just at them, but to them for guidance and for direction, right? So that respect is kind of tricky, right? Because you can literally create the monster that you don't want simply by personality worshiping instead of concentrating on your interests and supporting that, right? But if I'm just focusing on Pearl, and any and everything that Pearl say and do is right in the gospel, right? Pearl say, drink this Kool-Aid, and everybody just start passing out. I guess I gotta drink it. Pearl said drink it. Right? No, thank you.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I can't see people pass out and still drink it.
Yeah. And where's Pearl? Where's he? Why is he watching from afar, or is he there? Like, take this. Is he there catching cases? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say I think they kind of both could be the same, right? Because I think it's tricky.
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah, God. Man, what does power look like when it is abused or respected? Well, it seems like right now, um, entertainment mogul Sean Combs is exemplifying um, or allegedly has abused his power, you know. And that's an example that we see like that. It's one of the biggest examples right now that's on public display.
Mm-hmm.
And from those allegations and from us spectating, seeing that he is, powerful or under the impression, some of them things like we was
Mm-hmm.
talking about identify earlier, like,
Influence.
wealthy,
Yeah.
influential, billionaire,
Yeah.
millionaire, got a lot of money, planes, cars, a lot of access, a lot of resources to do things. So that it looks like an abuse of power. From his position, his positional power as being a mogul and the entrepreneur and, you know, everything that he was or is or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that we know about him in relation to being an entertainment, megastar. So that looks like an abuse. Um, when we look at it like being respected, I'll even say that though a lot of those victims probably respected him.
Yo, everybody at the party,
A lot of those alleged victims,
everybody at the party was there because they respected him.
probably respected him first. So that looks like, a person had respect first, from their peer base, their social group,
And lost their mind.
and then just kind of the power kind of just went to their head. Well, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that. So that's what they did. But we'll see what happens when in relation to that. That's just an example, y'all. Like, we don't know if he guilty or not or nothing. We do know he did put his hands on that girl.
Definitely that.
But all the other stuff we don't know about, and he'll have his day in court, but that appears to be like an abuse of power. And so do all of the other people that had situations where people became victims,
I got another one. What it looked like power. The Million Man March.
that looked like power.
Minister Farrakhan put on a presentation or a demonstration of what power could look like, right? Because he definitely it was a million brothers out there.
Yeah, it was a million brothers out there in the 90s, and
Yeah,
like
right.
95 or something like that.
Something like that, right? Like whether they did anything or not isn't the conversation, but the fact that he got them out there in the first place, right? And they was actually able to do that march. I would say that's an indication of somebody that gets respect.
That's respecting. That's a representation of power being respected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of some other ones, but they all come from like TV. I was thinking about Malcolm X and the whole no one man should have that much power.
Yeah.
Right? I only know that from the show, so I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got on that guy. Like, I think that's tricky, like, because you think about all the different religious leaders that took advantage of they parishioners, taking people out the country, doing all kind of weirdo stuff, man, with the kids, and these people absolutely respect these people so much that they become divine, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, they be having too much going on, man.
way too much. Like they gotta be. I don't know, man. I
They
don't
got
know.
way too much going on, God. Like I don't get it. I don't get the whole, the P file stuff. I don't get that. I don't get that PD stuff. Deaf to all them.
All of them.
That's just where I'm gonna leave that at. That's from DB Chef to y'all at home. Deaf to all pedophiles.
I
All
second.
for real. We just not with that, and that is an abuse of power.
Right.
Because people are adults, and these are innocent children. So if you gonna prey on innocent children, then you deserve to be unalived.
Unalived. You can't even say all the other stuff that I wanted to say.
I'll say that, and I just learned that word because I heard people using that. I was just like,
Yo, I wonder if that's official. Like, is that just something that people just started saying because
it's so,
or is it like the official? You cannot write dead on social media no more, or something like that. You gotta write unalive. I wonder what that is.
I don't know, but people been using it and they don't get struck for it or nothing like that. But people say way worse stuff. I don't even get the whole. I know what's going on. So you know what I'm saying? Like I was about to say I don't even know we can say it, can I say it? And I'll be lying like shit. Because I know we can say it, can't say. I do know. I know certain shit, cross the line and they're gonna be like, all right, time to put your ass in timeout.
And it ain't worth it.
So it's just like, man, we're trying to be nice. Nigga, that's stupid. Nigga, that's yeah, so but that's the power that we have to exercise some self accountability, some consideration, some restraint, some compassion, to not allow power to be abused, like our power being on this platform, like to abuse it, to be out here abusing people, or not trying to give somebody something that can be beneficial. That's why our whole shows are not geared around what everybody else is doing in their life. That's why we do what we do with Cigar Sundays, so that way we can self-reflect. A lot of Cigar Sundays is about self-reflection. So yeah, we correlate things to trending topics and stuff like that, but it's plenty of people doing that. If y'all want to go check that out, you know what I'm saying? Check that out. But we like to take these words and see how they apply to us, how they apply to our everyday life. If we internalizing them correctly, if we understanding them correctly, because we understand that in American culture, we have meanings of words, and then there's a definition to these words. And a lot of people operate within the meaning of the word and not the definition of the word. So this is a practice amongst American culture: black, white, blue, green, purple. It don't matter your complexion.
Facts.
Or your intersection. You know what I'm saying? It's everybody going down the same street.
Learned that last week.
For real. So, God, great conversation like always.
Definitely.
Power, God, is it bad, good, or misunderstood?
Nah, it's definitely good. But it is misunderstood that we don't have no power. But the word itself is definitely a good thing. And if somebody's abusing it, right, like punish all abuses. Like I'm anti all that. Like I'm anti bullies, right? So if your situation is bad, right, it's up to you to change your situation, right? Like you really don't have to like slavery is over, like for real, right? Like I know they got the amendment that say you get locked up and everything, but like you can really go work someplace else. You can go start your own company. You can go do a bunch of different things. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to subject yourself to something that you don't think is worthy of you. Like you have the power and you have the authority to do that, right? So sitting there complaining and not exercising that power is lazy, right? Um, and you don't get no nice words from the guy, right? Like you just get real talk, and I'm like, so what you gonna do, right? Because as soon as you don't have nothing to do, or as soon as you're not willing to do anything, like my conversation is kind of over with you, right? So is that power is good, bro. Like you need energy, you need fuel, you need to be able to move. Like as soon as you stop moving, like that's it. Like stagnation is death. So power is definitely good. Um and I'm gonna maintain and retain mine.
That's right. That's right. So you said you're gonna retain your power, God. I'm retaining my power too, because I think that's all that we got.
That's it, man.
You know. So tonight, y'all, we talked about power. We went over 3 questions. Who and or what comes to mind when you hear the word power? Ask yourself who or what comes to mind when you hear the word power. What can the advantage or disadvantage? What can be the advantage or disadvantage of having power? So if you are in a position of power, you know, maybe you can examine your advantages and your disadvantages of having the power that you have over whatever that is, even yourself. Then our third and final question was, what does power look like when it is abused or respected? And I think everybody has experienced something along the lines of where they feel like they had been in a situation where somebody was maybe abusing power, or somebody's power wasn't respected, or, it may have been themselves, the person with the power, and and they abused it. You may have abused your power in your position. You may have felt like that, somebody didn't respect you in your position of power. So, we answered these questions this evening, exchanged our insights, and I think we all agree, when it comes down to power being bad, good, and misunderstood. I think we got the good and we got the misunderstood, and this is one of them things where we also examined all the bad stuff that can come when power is misused. So great conversation, God, like we
Definitely,
always do.
definitely.
I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Make sure to like and share the video. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We want everybody to have a peaceful, positive, and productive and powerful
Powerful.
start to your week, okay? Because you have the power to do something productive, something positive, something peaceful, something powerful first before anybody else tells you to do it, inspires you to do it, or anything. It's already inside of you. So we just want to send that peace and love to everybody. And check us out next Sunday right here on Cigar Sundays Live at 8 p.m. And That's all we got for this evening. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
When you look good, you feel good. So let's get back to school with DBCHEFTV merch. August 1st through November 1st. Shop until you drop from our huge selection of apparel and accessories. Use code and enjoy 10% off our entire site at checkout. Visit www.dbcheftv.com. Hit the shopping link while supplies last and get back to school with DBCHEFTV merch.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016, 160 self-sustainability. Jump on a list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
So pure, you are my everything and more. So sweet, like honey, your lips, girl, I adore. And baby, that body's more than perfect, the best I ever saw. And I ain't even close to done, it's just the beginning. So let me tell you first we was. And my bad baby, you was loving my love and I had you going crazy. Oh.